to talk about all things running. It's great because um, I get to talk running all day, every day with everyone on the team, and you guys get a very small piece of that unless you have like a run crew that you have close by. With so many athletes being virtual, sometimes that can be really difficult. Like I know Will and Melody are local, so and Michelle, so they all have like a really great support and team. Nicole has a really good support and team. Around her. But you may be struggling with like either running with people and or talking shop with people. And so so Ellie was at Houston and we were talking about gels, and Tamana had some really great examples of gels that she used. And that's kind of how this call was born. And I'm really glad there's so many people on this call, because when I first got on, I was like, oh no, I hope this isn't January all over again. Melody and Well know what I'm talking about. I think it was the three of us, maybe one other person. So this makes the hour a lot of fun, because this is also athlete driven. So I think it'll be really great. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of start with like talking about gear, talking about gels, talking about things that work, things that don't work. Ellie, I'd kind of like for you to kick it off if you have like a certain area about running that you want to like, jumpstart this call on, and then I think it'll kind of flow from there.
Sure. Well, since you mentioned gels and you didn't like my gel choice, Houston, maybe we'll start there. Yeah, I have not yet found the high carb gel version that works. I don't like Martin's. I've tried, I guess, the SIS like beta fuels. Not a fan. They don't sit super well. So obviously there's way more options out there, and it's just right. It takes I feel like a lot of time to buy something, go through it and test it, and then try something else. It takes a while to try different things, and when you're in a training cycle too, right? Like, I don't know, you got to be kind of methodical about it and not like be all over the place. So anyone, have high carb gel suggestions that they love, and I was totally the Spring Energy, like loved that flavor, texture, all that jazz. And what I used was the Go Gels Apple Cinnamon, which is very similar, and they're just a slightly lesser carb version, but taste similar. So like that's the vibe I like, I guess, like profile or taste profile. I don't know.
Puma just came out with their like new one. It's Ultra Apple. I think it's got 40 grams of carbs, but it's supposed to basically be like, hey, we saw that Spring screwed up, so now we're gonna try to come up with a replacement.
Honestly, that's genius.
That's genius.
I love Puma gel.
Oh my gosh, it literally looks just like the Spring Energy gel.
Yeah. Like the packaging, it was pretty smart on their
part. It all looks, oh my God. That's actually like not good for me. I cannot look at that gel. I think if you guys have followed me for a while, you know that was my gel in many marathons where I like hit the wall at mile 10 or 12, and I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? Because that gel was marketed as a high carb gel, high calorie gel, and it ended up being very different. It ended up being, what did it have? Like 15 grams, 16 grams of carbs or something?
Yeah.
It was like a third of what it was advertised. Yeah. So
I was also personally victimized by Spring Energy. I like front loaded it on my marathon, and like, I was like, oh, I'll get all my carbs in the beginning, and then turns out I was barely getting anything.
Yeah, and spending a lot of money because those deals were expensive. Yeah, because the way they marketed it, that's so smart.
The feed gave me a refund, so I got $90 back for my gels.
Oh, that's great. I didn't think about that. I was just like, I was so focused on like running a marathon on different gels. Someone told me, they were like, oh my God, you could be like a 251 marathoner. You don't even know it because you've been like underfueling. Turns out I'm not. But yeah, no, that looks like a great gel. That's a great recommendation, Meg. The feed has it, single serving. You can get a box of 20 for $75. I'm assuming most people are using the feed right now. So that's a good one. I think if you're looking for a caffeinated gel, one that I really like is the Precision 100 milligram calf gel. That one sits really well in my stomach. It's a nice one to kind of like web or weave into, let's say, like a long run where maybe you're using 4 or 5 gels, because ideally we're using those gels around every 3 to 4 miles to really train the stomach to be able to take that load on race day when we're running even faster. So practicing that in training and on long runs is super, super beneficial. And then if you're someone who wants the caffeine, kind of weaving it in throughout your long run to practice is a great idea too. So I might use 1 or 2 of those gels during a long run to kind of practice with the caffeine intake.
I like the carbs gels a lot. They're 50 grams. Oh, Ellie says no. They have a caffeinated one they just came out with recently too.
Oh, cool.
I tried those. Yeah. Oh no, I couldn't even get one. It was like mid-run, almost gag reflex. So
Okay, so for reference, 50 grams of carbohydrates. It's a bigger gel. I think that's something to keep in mind, is that if you're running a marathon, you might want to have some someone on course like giving you some gels, because I don't know how you'd be able to carry all of it. But on the flip side, you're probably taking fewer gels overall, because we're targeting like the 3 to 4 miles or every 30 minutes. A better way to look at it is like getting your stomach trained around 80, 90. I'd love to see 100 for some people on the team, like 100 grams of carbohydrates per hour. So that's going to depend a lot on your pace and what you're running, especially in the marathon specifically. I think the half doesn't need to be that aggressive.
hey, Meg, how big is the Huma, these ultras?
I actually haven't tried that one yet. They just came out with it pretty recently. The other one that I run with, it has 37 grams of carbs and it's higher sodium. And living in Florida, I am a very, very salty sweater, is the Crank e-gel. Some people hate it because it's like a little tart and thicker, but I don't mind it earlier in a run. Like later in a race, it's harder for me to get down, but that's another one I do. And those packages are pretty normal sized.
I get so burned out on the sweet. I think something tart would be like really nice to have. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have caffeinated ones and uncaffeinated. The caffeinated, there's like a chocolate one that I don't mind. It almost tastes more like coffee. And then there's a orange creamsicle or something. I don't know if it's actually called creamsicle, but to me it tastes like a creamsicle.
That's awesome. Where do you find them?
You have to buy them direct. That's the only annoying thing.
So on Crank's website?
Yeah.
One thing I'll note about Crank, from what I know about the team, is that some people have some pretty bad stomach issues on training runs that we've linked back to that gel. Some people don't. So just know that going into it, you might need a bathroom. I'm serious. There's people on the team that we've directly correlated that gel with, because they didn't have issues. They started having issues. We took that gel out and they are fine again. So, but that's going to be true for every gel, every hydration mix that we use. Like all of this is so individual. That's the Crank e-gel, that some people can tolerate it really well and some people are needing to stop to go to the bathroom. That's going to be true for all of us, right? Because like we're all so different that like what we can tolerate, like I learned I can't tolerate condensed electrolytes in my gels. Unfortunately, I learned it the hard way, but we're all so different that like you just have to figure out like what works best for you, what you're willing to carry, what you're not willing to carry, what you feel the best on. And it sounds like so many of you have such a good idea of like, oh yeah, I really like sweet, but only to a certain extent, and then I need to move to tart, or like precision's pretty neutral. If you are an SIS, like if you can tolerate SIS neutral is pretty good. That's probably for me the best gel. Like if I could choose a gel for everyone to take, it would be the SIS. I mean, the 40 grams is where it's at. So if we can find other gels that are pretty close or similar to that, like maybe Huma's Spring Energy Twin, that would be a good one. I know some people on the team really like I'm going to butcher this name. It's like AMACX, AMACCX Turbo Gel. It's like more liquidy, so it's like really, really easy to go down. And it comes in caffeinated, non-caffeinated, also on the feed. It looks like for a box of 12, it's $42. Yeah, so each gel is about $4, which is about right. Does anyone know how to pronounce that gel? AMACX? I think it's newer-ish. Maybe it's been out for a year, or I've seen it for about a year, but that's a good one too. It's very liquidy, so it's easy to go down. Gels I don't recommend the team taking, if I have a preference, are the BPN gels. Sorry, Ellie.
And that's what I take too.
BPN and Goop, because there's just not a lot there. So if you're taking those gels, you have to double them up to really get the benefits of like this quote unquote high carb era that we're in. And even when you double them up, you're still not quite there. I guess maybe because I think GU has 20 grams of carbs per GU. So if you take 2 every, 20 to 30 minutes, you're probably getting close to that 80 grams an hour if you're racing a marathon. So that's just something to think about. Like, I'm not going to tell you like, oh, like I'm not going to coach you if you take that gel. There are other people on the team that take both of those gels. So it's okay. We can do better, and if we're already putting so much time and energy into training, both with time, energy, financial investment, let's also take a really great gel that's going to up level our performance in racing. Because like that person said to me, like, oh my gosh, you could be a 251 marathoner and you don't even know it because you've been under fueling. Anyone taking BPN and GU in a marathon setting, you're just not doing yourself justice, and you definitely are under fueling if you're taking one every 30 minutes or so. Valentine, that could be you.
I could be a 240 marathoner, I guess. Then
You totally could be. I mean, you had a smash day, breakthrough day at CIM.
yeah, that was.
You could have gone under 3.
The weather. I mean, the weather. You could not have asked for better weather that day. So
That helps a lot too, but so does fueling.
absolutely, I felt good at mile 20. So
I know. You had a great day. Yeah. It's not like you blew up or anything, which is great. Yeah.
I
Ellie,
was
alternating-
Tamana, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just say Tamana mentioned Victus, and that one has like 45 grams.
I've used those, and they have electrolytes in them too.
Testing.
They have like a lemon flavored one that I used last weekend, and it was pretty good.
I have it in my cart. I haven't ordered it yet, but
Yeah.
tomorrow try
I'm
it.
kind of testing them out. So far, I like them. I can't. They're very sticky, and they spill. I struggle. Cannot figure out how to not get it all over my hands, but we're working on it. Will was privy to this, but that day I was wearing gloves.
Yeah, I've had that same problem with SIS where I'll spill half of it on my leg or something by accident and just have it be a sticky mess by the end.
Yeah, because like it doesn't come off.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've had one
Yeah.
explode on me in training, and like you're just like, okay, this is gross. Yeah, the Victus looks really cool. The packaging looks really cool. I
Yeah.
haven't
They're
heard-
big, like the carbs ones too. They're
Oh.
so they're not Like they're not as small as the Mortons for sure, or Precisions.
Mhm.
But I
that's
like the
great
taste of
too.
them. So,
Yeah, I think, mixing and matching is great. You don't have to take
Yeah.
one gel throughout your marathon or half marathon. Specifically in training too, you can play around with it and like get really creative. So maybe there's like two brands that you take on a training run, or like I said, you kind of weave in the caffeinated gel. So some might be smaller because of that. Like the Precision, I think have 30 grams of carbohydrates, but they're small like the Mortons. The
Mhm.
Mortons are also like, I know like people like them. I think they make a bigger one. So I would recommend getting the bigger one, like the 160 with 40 grams of carbs. Otherwise, you're kind of falling in that 20 grams of carbohydrate area. Like, and that's just not what we're looking to do if we're really trying to run hard and strong.
Yeah, I did the 160 for a while before switching to
Yeah.
the SIS, and it was just so much, like, because of that gel is sort of hard and chewy. It was like, it took me forever to get it down versus SIS. You can just sort of gulp in a couple of gulps and you're good.
Yeah. For sure. So the texture makes a big difference, how you take it, how long it takes for you to get it down. Like something I'll do is nurse the gel like a little bit, especially if I'm in goal pace. Like I'm not going to take it all at once. I might take it over the course of a half mile and I just like take my time with it. I don't rush. I stay kind of grounded in like the pace I'm running, and I'll take, a little bit here and there. And that seems to help too, rather than trying to rush and get it over with. And then like, then all of a sudden, like you might have a stomach cramp or something like that. That can definitely help. Who takes a gel while running, and who takes a gel, like who stops to walk and take a gel? Let's do the first one. Who
Both.
runs and gels at the same time? Oh, cool. Oh my gosh, you guys, so great.
I slow
Uh,
down a little bit, but I don't necessarily stop to
That's
take the
great.
gel. Mhm.
That's great. I love that. I mean, I think that's great. Being able to train your body on that is a really good place to be, because the last thing you want to do is stop during a race to take a gel or to stop for water, unless you're refilling a handheld for sure. Okay, that's great. Are we complete on gels, or do we have any other comments, any other suggestions?
Actually, have a gel-related question, and most of my questions are going to be from the perspective of a heavy sweater. But during CIM, my big problem was I was so sweaty and like it was so humid. I had trouble tearing open the gels, and I would be like trying to get my like shirt or something to get some grip on it. So I'm curious if people like ones with like screw tops or anything like that that makes it easier to get them open with sweaty hands.
I know what you're talking about. SIS, I think, it's tough packaging.
Yeah, or I don't know if like what I did with my scratch refills was I would like pre-cut them and then sort of tape them shut. I don't know if that's something worth trying, like just sort of pre-cutting the gel and taping it shut in a way where you can tear it open more easily.
That could work. I know, like when I was doing triathlons, you used to tape your gels to your bike, so then you could just like rip the top off and the tape would hold it, which doesn't really work with running, but I wonder if
Yeah.
there's like some kind of analogous like
Yeah.
method you could kind of do. I don't know.
Yeah, I know one of them, I thought it was Precision, but maybe something else has like the screw top gels too. I didn't know if anybody, but everything everybody's talked about so far seems to be just a hair top as well.
Megan L. From Denver has used the Precision screw top gel because it's a bigger gel.
Okay.
So I would ask her, because I don't think I've used it myself in a training run, but I know what you're talking about. Like the SAS packaging could be better in that way. Like I think it's just the way how thick or how slick the packaging is, that if your hand is wet in any sort of capacity, like it's just really difficult to get that one open.
Yeah, Morton's is a little bit better, but SIS I definitely had trouble with.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question. Any good gels that have caffeine, but not that much caffeine, because some people probably don't want 100 milligrams or more flowing through their body. So yes, there are like, does Huma have like a 30 gram calf gel? There's some
Yeah, it's
20 to
lower.
30 grams.
And their chocolate one is so good. It's like my little treat.
The double shot mocha.
That one's
Just
just
chocolate with caffeine. Yeah. Do we know how much caffeine is in the Huma?
I feel like it's like 30. It's not that high.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It doesn't, I'm not seeing it like in a quick, no, 100 milligrams in the chocolate. Oh, the double shot. Hang on. 25 milligrams of caffeine in the Huma chocolate and raspberry. So that's, I think, a good bet.
The carbs ones are 50 grams,
That's great.
I think.
It's
So it's a nice in between.
really nice in between. Anyone on the team take multiple 100 milligram caffeine gels, or is that just me? As I'm drinking coffee.
I will in a marathon. Like I'll do 2, I
Uh-huh.
think.
Yeah.
Over the course of a marathon. But,
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
but I
Yeah.
spread them like way. Like, I spread them out.
Yeah. That's great. I remember seeing on Instagram a guy that I used to run with on Nell's team. He ran New York City and he had this like breakthrough day. I think he ran like low 240s. And when I saw his like flat outfit on his Instagram story, I was like, OMG, he literally had all Morton caffeinated gels he took during New York. And so I asked him about it after, and he was like, oh my gosh, it was so great. I was just like so energized. And he had like, he just got faster as the race went on. It was wild. I'm like, did you sleep that night? Like, that's a lot of caffeine. But hey, to each their own, right? If you're practicing it and it works for you, that's great. All right, cool. Let's transition to shoes. I'd love to talk about shoes, the shoes that you love. We can talk about trainers for easy days, recovery days. I'd love to know, like, what are your workout favorite shoes, and then long run / racing shoes. There's so many to choose from. I was joking with Meg earlier, on WhatsApp. I think I referenced a pair of her shoes as New Balance, and she was like Asics, and I'm like, oh, same, because I don't wear either. So it's all like the same to me. But I think it's important to talk about different brands and what you like. Because, you know, for easy recovery days, we want something that's a bit more stable. It can be a heavier shoe. It doesn't have to be a heavier shoe. But for workout days, something lighter is always better. Something that gives a little bit more bounce. And then, of course, for race day, if you want to have a plate in the shoe, that's great. And then we'll also practice that in some of your long runs, just to make sure that that shoe works for you when you're going the distance, specifically in the marathon. So what are your favorite shoes?
Well, I'm about to try a brand new shoe that I just bought.
Cool.
Many of you guys have it, but I have never had an Alpha Fly. So I'll find out today in a little while how fast it is. I'm doing the workout with these on. So, but I'm a Saucony guy. I like the Saucony Endorphin Pros. That's my favorite shoes. A little bit wider than these, so that's why I like it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nike is known to be a little bit on the narrow side with their racing shoe. Let me know how you like it. It's different than the Saucony for sure, because I race in the Alpha Fly sometimes, and if you're, what I've noticed with that shoe is, like, if you're feeling good and feeling strong, you're going to get a lot of return out of that shoe. If you're not, I personally feel like I'm just sinking into the ground in that shoe.
I have had a couple of vapor flies, but no alpha flies.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
those are great as well.
Right.
But they're narrow though. My toe always bleeds when I race with those on.
Oh yeah, that's not what we're looking for. Yeah. Did you wear the Vaporflies at CIM?
No, I wore the Sauconys.
Okay, yeah. Saucony's great. It's a very different shoe. I've tried that one too. Yeah, I think there's so much preference when it comes to width and how much cushion versus how much like snappiness you want out of the shoe. You know, the Puma Fast R3s are the fastest plated shoe on the market right now. I know Nicole has them. Does anyone else on the team have them? I mean, Nicole just used them in her 5K on Sunday, and she smashed the day. I've only heard good things from people who've worn them in races. Like they've found kind of like.
So I got the Pumas originally for CIM, and then I decided not to wear them because I found that my ankles would be kind of sore after speed workouts because they're kind of unstable.
Yeah.
So I decided to save them for shorter races, and I wore the Saucony Endorphin Pro, which is my favorite for the marathon. But when I wore them on the 5K, I didn't have any issues, and I did 2 of my strides with my regular shoes, and then I put those on for 2 strides, and I was like, oh wow, that's faster. You can immediately feel the springiness. So they're good. I don't know if I would recommend them for full marathons though, unless you trained more in them, and then if they're so expensive that you don't want to train in them. So it's like
Oh, for sure. I know people in Boulder that wear them for every workout. I'm covering my eyes right now. Like, oh my God.
it's like $10 per run.
I know, at least. Actually, so I ran like a little fartlek workout today, and I had like really tired legs, so I didn't put on any sort of like plated shoe. Michelle, we're talking about the Puma Fast R3s. And so I put on my Adidas Evo SL shoe, which is non-plated, which I love, 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 love that one for workouts. I think it's super honest. Mine is on like the very tail end of its lifespan. I think I have 400 miles on the shoe, so I probably shouldn't have been wearing it today. But I wore it and I thought, oh my gosh, if anyone in Boulder knew I wasn't wearing a plated shoe during a workout, I would be canceled. This is ridiculous. Everyone here gets very serious about their workouts. But I love, Nicole, I love like that you did 2 strides in like your trainers and then you went into the Pumas, because it kind of gives you that confidence boost right out of the gate of like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Are you going to wear them for Cherry Blossom, or do you think it's too long?
I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe we could try them in like one of your longer tempos before the race and see how your ankles feel.
Yeah.
And if because you're doing a lot of strength training right now, so like you could feel really good.
I just remember when I originally put them on, because there's like no heel. I was like, you feel like you're kind of like forward. I don't know. It definitely changes. So like, it's like a marathon just so long that I was like, I feel like you would you would end up with cramping or something.
For sure. I have heard that from people, but again, I think it's more like preference. And I think it was people who had run the Boston Marathon and like kind of a similar course to CIM, but CIM's not as aggressive. So like, I don't know. It's just so hard to know. It's such a personal preference. I'm looking at your strides right now, Nicole. It's wild. There is like a 40-second difference between her trainer strides and her Puma Fast R3 strides. It's pretty crazy.
Well, you did tell me that I think I was trying to do 5K effort for the first ones, and then I felt so good on that.
And I was like, mile.
It was fast.
A little bit faster, snappier. So cool. Yeah, it's a great shoe. But it's probably the most expensive shoe on the market right now. It's $300 plus, tax plus. I think Nike's right up there too. But this team is very Saucony driven. That's something that I found out from like the the stats, the year-end stats, is that we're definitely a Saucony team when it comes to like racing and workout shoes. What are some really good, like easy run trainers that you like right now?
I love the New Balance 880. It's my favorite.
I need to try that shoe.
I
I
love
just got a pair of those. I really like them so far. I think I've put maybe like 50
just-
miles, 40 miles on them.
I feel like the trend is like super high stack, and I just learned very quickly that my ankles are not strong enough for the super high stack. So I love the 880s because they're a little bit lower and have a little bit more ground feel. I feel.
Oh, nice. Version 15. It's just like the Pegasus. It's like so many versions. That's great. I love that. And sometimes it's not about strengthening your ankle. It's like finding the shoe that fits well for you. But then also sometimes it is strengthening the ankles. So you can wear any shoe. Sorry, Melody, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I ran in the Ghosts, the Brooks Ghosts for ever.
Me too.
7 years. I mean, constantly. And this is the 880s are kind of the switch of the Ghosts. So it's been an interesting experiment because I tried a bunch of different things, and those are definitely the best ones I found. I kind of needed a change out of. They were feeling very heavy and not very like they had like no pop. And I tried the Saucony rides just because I like the Saucony so much, but they felt super stiff to me. So the 880s were a good find.
Yeah. That's great.
I've been running for like 3 or 4 years in the Nike Invincible shoes, which are discontinued. And I bought my last pair in like a black market. It's not black market, but like some, like off brand. And I can't find them. Or if I do now, they're like $190. It's like I'm not. So anyway, I am looking for a similar shoe if anybody has run in the Invincibles and has a comparative shoe.
What do you like about that shoe?
I feel like it's really supportive, I guess. I'm like terrified of getting injured in my knee. I was having some knee issues before I switched to that shoe, and I haven't had knee problems with it. So that, I guess, just like the support.
Awesome. Who has supportive running shoes that they really like? I know there's someone else on the team that uses Invincibles too. She's in the same predicament.
Yeah, I've been doing the Brooks Adrenaline basically for the last 1.5 years now, I think.
Yeah.
It's somewhat for my bad Achilles, which is very sensitive to overuse, and something that's stable and high heel drop is something I need. But yeah, I've been pretty happy with that. And then been doing the Brooks was it the Hyperion Max which is like a nylon plated shoe for races for the last few races. I've been pretty happy with. But those are both pretty. I think that the Hyperion is like a really high stack, but it's still like fairly stable, I feel.
Yeah, and you've raced really well, Will, in those shoes. So
yeah, they feel fast, so I've been happy with them.
Yeah. I think that's great. The nylon plate's another like way that you can get some sort of plate, a little bit more of an energy return on your shoe and not have the carbon plate. If the carbon plate really bothers you, I think it's really, really important to not wear plated shoes every day. Like, I know we want to because it makes us feel fast, but ultimately it's really not healthy in the long term. Like, we'll probably get injured, whether we're running too fast on our easy days or just the way our foot is landing and pushing off the ground in that plated shoe. But Brooks Adrenaline, great shoe. I wore it for years. It's a really great way if I'm telling you to slow down on your easy days, that is a great shoe to wear. It's going to slow you down for sure.
Yeah, they're very solid and clunky feeling, which is why I've been trying out some other bouncier shoes, which my Achilles hasn't really been happy with. So I'm coming back to the Adrenaline a bit more. But yeah, they're definitely that they've lasted long runs and been feeling good about them.
Yeah, they're very durable. They do last for a long time. You can log a lot of miles on them. I would say the Ghost are pretty comparable. They're pretty similar, maybe slightly lighter, so that could be a good
Yeah.
option.
I
And
feel like
then,
every time I've tried them, they're really high arched though compared to the Adrenaline for some
Oh.
reason.
yeah, so that's like, yeah, I wouldn't have known that. So that's like a good reason,
Yeah.
like maybe if you're reluctant to order online, just go to like your local running store
Yeah.
and like really just try out a few different varieties. And I think too, if you tell the store, the people that work there, like, hey, this is the shoe that I've been wearing. What are you suggesting? Because I guarantee you, Laura, you're not the only one, right? Because there's someone else on the team that's also been wearing that shoe. I think Nike came out with the Vomero as a replacement to the Invincible. So that could be a shoe too that you kind of play around with. I think they have like a normal and then like a normal, but then they have like a plus version, which I think is a little bit lighter. And there's a Nike store in Boulder. And
I personally wear the Glycerin, and I have been wearing them for like 3 years, and they're
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good shoe.
And that's Brooks, right?
Yes.
Brooks Glycerin? Yeah, that's great. That yeah,
It's-
that's kind of like a neutral like trainer, right? It's like it's stable, but it's not too heavy.
Correct, and it's
Yeah.
very durable. I probably have like too many miles on the shoes that I can't have.
Yeah, I get that. Let's talk about that really quickly. How do we know we have too many miles on our shoes? Who logs their shoes on Strava and keeps track of their mileage through Strava? And then it sends you like a little notification when you hit like 250, 300, 350, 400. Every shoe is going to be a little bit different. I think it's important to keep track of your mileage. I think that's really smart, and Strava makes it so easy to do that now. I think the only thing I wish they would do is that you would have the option to add 2 shoes and split up the distance. So like if you're running a workout, like I don't like stop my watch and log my warm up, my workout, my cool down. It's all just one run. So that's like the only difference. So yeah, it's like logging your miles. I always like use by feel too when I'm like, oh, I've had more than one run in this shoe that I feel kind of flat.
Mhm.
That's probably a good indication that the shoe is like well on its way to being done. And then another way is like looking at the bottom of the shoe, look at the tread, look at what's happening on the bottom of your shoe. I've had people literally be like, how do you know when your shoe is like you have too many miles on them? I'm like, look at the bottom. And then they send me a picture and it's like basically like falling apart on the bottom of the shoe. Like, oh my God, you needed new shoes last month. So I think those are all like really good ways to like make sure that your shoe is still well intact. What we also love is rotating our shoes. So not just having one pair of shoes, but let's say you're someone who only wants to have, you're really minimalistic and you want to have like just one brand of shoe. You don't want the workout shoe. You don't want the long run shoe. You're just wearing one shoe for every run. That's fine, but we do want to rotate it. So I recommend getting 2 pairs of that shoe because if you're running on back-to-back days, you really want to let the foam like repurpose itself and like refresh itself and kind of formulate back to the original version because just like us, it does need that recovery. And what we have found through studies have shown that like when you wear the same shoe on back-to-back days, that foam isn't recovering as much. It's not coming back to its original state. So you're kind of running on a compromised shoe. It also really helps if you are changing brands of shoes, which is really the best. It gives your foot a different type of like strength effort with each shoe. So it actually makes you healthier in the long run. So I might wear a Nike Pegasus on one run. I might wear a Nike Zoom Fly on a second run. I might wear, what else do I have? I have like Adidas Evo SL shoe. on another run, or like I have some Pumas, like some Puma trainers that they're okay. That I'll wear on another run. So that's 4 different shoes with 4 different stacks and 4 different foams. I guess the Zoom Flies have a plate in them. So it's all very different, and that's actually going to help strengthen your foot and help you maintain health versus wearing the same shoe over and over and over and over again. But I know some of us need to do that for a few different reasons, and that's okay too. Cool. Great. Okay, let's go to gear. Yay. Let's talk about kits. Let's talk about accessories. Let's talk about anything with gear. We could talk recovery tools. This is going to be like anything and everything that we have left. Anyone want to talk about their favorite run kits right now? Let's talk about clothes first.
I was going to say for
Feel
the
good.
yeah, a belt I got last year that I like a lot is from Naked Running is the brand, and I think you can only buy it direct from them, but it's like a really nice like meshy running belt that is deep and will fit a lot of things in it. I did flip belt for a while, but I always found it kind of hard to like get things in and out of it during a run, and the
Yeah.
Naked brand is really easy to just sort of like pull open, and it carries a ton of gels too.
Oh,
That's what I
that's
had for CIM, and I had like 7 gels and 3 or 4 scratch refills all stuffed in there, and plus my AirPods, so it worked pretty well.
oh, that's great. That's huge because like I think a lot of us, a question I get a lot is like, what shorts do you recommend from holding a lot of gels? And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I only know what I know about that. And if you're a guy asking, I literally
Yeah.
have no idea what the brands are for that. So I think having something like that is a really good idea. If anyone watches David Roche and his YouTube videos and any of his racing, when he comes into the aid station, I mean, he's carrying a ton of SIS gels in something very similar. It's probably the same thing because he just shoves, or Megan, his wife, shoves a ton of gels in this like, wraparound waist thing. And like, I think that technology has come a long way too, because like if you've run with something like that years and years and years ago, you were probably like, oh my gosh, but it didn't stay and it bounced around and I couldn't hold a lot of stuff. But I think it's actually gotten a lot better. And it's a lot easier to hold multiple gels and maybe hydration, maybe AirPods. I always bring chapstick, like a Burt's Bees with me when I race a marathon because I sweat a lot and I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to have chapstick. Anyone else carry anything like random in marathons? I don't know if that's random or not, but
I take chapstick.
yeah. I think maybe it's like the altitude in us of like
Yeah.
gotta
I
have
was
some-
trying to think if I've ever actually pulled it out in a race to use it, or if I just have it like a comfort item. Because
Yeah.
yes, I carry it with me at all times in Colorado. So
Yeah. I definitely needed it in my second marathon at Boston because it was a really warm day and spring energy gels, and didn't really know a lot about hydration at the time or how much, electrolytes and salt intake to have. So I definitely needed it, learned my lesson the hard way. And so now it's like always with me. Because that is the worst feeling. One of the worst feelings when you're running the last 10K of a marathon and your lips are just like so dry and you're just like, it's so bad. Highly don't recommend. So bring the chapstick.
This is not gear, but I just figured out. So in my marathon, my music kept like pausing, and this happens to me on runs sometimes. And then you have to like get your phone out and anyway, there's this thing called Tap to Wake if you have an iPhone, and probably if you don't, and you can search it in settings so that like when you go like this, your screen won't actually like light up. Anyway, I don't know if other people have this problem, but I figured it out, and now I think my music will just like keep playing. It won't like auto pause or like call someone, or like it just does weird stuff in my flip belt. So that's the trick.
Turn off tap to wake. Is that what you said?
Yeah, you turn off tap to wake. Yeah, it was there. I was like so wet, like with sweat, and I had run through a sprinkler, and I like couldn't even push. There was like nothing, and I like asked this lady who was wearing a black t-shirt if she could like wipe my phone off for me, which was nice of her that she did. But ideally, that just like won't happen now that I figured this out.
Thank you. That's a great tip because during a half last year, mine kept calling my mom in the middle of my half marathon, and she would like pick up and be like, "Are you okay?" She thought I was like dying on the course. And I'm like, "Mom, just stop answering, please. My phone is going crazy." I just want music.
Who carries their phone when they're racing? Raise your hand. Does it depend on the distance or is it always?
Always.
Oh, interesting. Why?
Is it's how I play my music.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
carry.
Like that I can talk to people in my earbuds and be like going well or like not going well.
And
Oh.
communicate afterwards.
Oh,
Like,
goodness.
I don't care. I don't carry for the music at all. I don't need music at all to run, but I carry just to be able to call at the end.
Valentine, you're like, I don't need anything. I'm gonna take.
I mean,
I'm
if I'm
just
racing,
gonna
the
get
energy of
flushed.
the energy of the other runners is what gets me there. So
I
it's
know.
I don't need anything but
You're so
chit
great.
chatting with other folks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's highly distractive to have your phone with you. It's also heavy. So if we're focused on racing, you know, I realize that we need music. Some of us need music for sure. I recommend getting music on your watch, and then you don't have to carry your phone. Your phone can be sitting in like the little, it can be sitting in the recovery zone waiting for you after the race. You're not distracted. I carried my phone. When did I carry my phone? I don't know, because I've had music on my watch for a really long time, and then I've trained myself to not listen to music during the marathon because my watch doesn't have music on it currently. I think the phone is a really big distraction. You know,
I have it on do not disturb. So
Yeah.
like people can't
Yeah.
text me or anything and I don't get updates. And it's like my crop top has the phone holder pouch, so I can't even
love that.
get to it. It's
But if it's
for
calling
December.
your mom mid-race, that would drive me
It
crazy.
did.
It
And that was
started-
the only time it happened.
yeah,
It's insane.
because that's like such a big distraction when you're
Yeah.
like focused on racing. I think I'm going to step on my soapbox for just a second. This is why I feel like we all just need music on our phone or on our watch, and we leave our phones somewhere else because it's highly distractive, and it's also like, I'm sure super annoying if you are using it and maybe a podcast turns on, like your music switches off because you are sweaty and all the things. I've experienced all of it. Like on training runs, I like hit my AirPod and all of a sudden like Kara Goucher or David Roche comes on the podcast and I'm just like, oh, this is not what I want. I want music. The pocket in the back of the sports bra for women, so great. So it is, I guess, for safety reasons on training runs and stuff, it's nice, but highly, 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 highly recommend for racing that you leave your phone somewhere else. You're not carrying it with you. Highly recommend. Maybe you learn how to race without music, or you have music on your watch. That
Yeah,
could be an up level for people this year. That
Yeah,
could be an up level.
the running with a phone has been on my mind because if I can do New York this year, I will find myself in like Central Park at the end and like, do I need a phone to get back to my hotel or what am I going to do at that point?
Well, if you check a bag, so like for a lot of marathons, I'll check a bag, right? And then I keep my phone. I'll keep a pair of like different shoes. Depending on the weather, I'll bring other clothes. So if it's like a cooler day, I'll bring like a sweatshirt to throw on. So like all of that stuff, I'll just put it like in the check bag. And I've never had any problems with like anything being taken out of my bag.
No bag
And-
check in New York anymore, though.
No, yeah, that's what I
You can
was
check a bag
assuming
the
there
night
wouldn't be.
before, but like you're not going to put your phone in the day before.
Yeah, same with CIM where you couldn't check it that morning.
Oh, that's right. CIM changed. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I was at the end, freezing and soaked, no checked bag, and I had to go buy a shirt from the vendor just to warm up.
Oh,
It was freezing.
yeah. I mean, also, if you have people out there on course and if people are at the finish line, obviously in New York, this doesn't work. You can have them carry your phone, right? Like if you have a spouse or a friend or someone that you're meeting up with before, because most races, it's not super busy. You can find people, even after CIM, I was really surprised at how easy it was to find people and it wasn't that crowded. But that's also caveat, like the difference between when I'm finishing versus other people finishing. So it could be a little bit different later on in the morning for sure. But I think also you could have a meetup spot of like, hey, we're going to meet at this intersection, or like some majors have like friends and family zones. Like Boston specifically has like, if your last name is between these letters, you meet at this cross street, and it's so easy. So that could be something to think about. But like, with racing, we want to be super focused, super dialed. I think that's something that I'm noticing when I see athletes racing in person, whether I'm traveling to races or seeing the local team, I'm like, you look really good. Run faster. Right? So just kind of keeping that in the back of your mind. What other gear do we love?
I just bought some Bandit shorts for CIM, and they're amazing. They have a lot of pockets for gels, but the regular size, smaller gels. And they
Yeah.
have side pockets for your phone that it doesn't move at all. So if you want to take your phone, Sarah saying not to take your phone, but if you want to take your phone, it's the pockets are amazing. So it doesn't move. The shorts are amazing. So Bandit makes great gear. So if anybody wants to try them.
They do, and they make carrying your phone very easy in those
Yes.
pockets.
Absolutely. And your
They-
gels as well.
For sure. They make really great gear. I'm glad that you brought that up. So Bandit in both for anyone, they really have like shorts and pants that have gel pockets either in the back or on the side, and then phone pockets. So you can carry your phone, or in my case, I'll use those pockets for like my chapstick and maybe my AirPod case or something like that. If I'm listening to music on my watch, which I can't do right now. Can you tell I'm annoyed by it? And yeah, Bandit has really good, really good gear right now. Yeah, Sanita Malibu Prop. Yeah, and I think the Sarah sports bra is good too, with like the phone pocket. And Sanita's super reasonable too. Their pricing is like super reasonable. If you've never bought from them, just message me, and I have like a code for like first time users that you can save, I think 20% or something off your order. But it's what I use, I think, for most of my training runs when I have to carry a phone. Really supportive, really comfortable, great gear. Bandit too, they have these new shorts that are like compression shorts with like the flowy over it for women. So nice. I wore them for Chicago. The most expensive pair of shorts I've ever bought, but so comfortable and so like you could just carry so much with you. It was great.
And you don't have to keep adjusting them at all. They stay in there where they're supposed to.
They stayed where they were supposed to, which is the best. Nothing is worse than when I ran Boston the second time. It was raining that day, and I wore like Lululemon Align shorts with the pockets. Ooh. No, that is not it, because my gels were in like the side pockets, and in all the photos you can just see like the short, like it was just sagging, and I was like constantly pulling it up. Not it. So that's why we run in all weather conditions. We practice We practice with our gear. It's super important. Okay, what else? Any other gear? Anything else? Like favorite hat, favorite earbuds, favorite handheld. Anything else?
I know a lot of people like the
Thanks,
bone
Ellie.
conductive headphones. I forget what they're called, like Shocks, I want to say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never tried them, but I actually like AirPods a lot just because the Pro, you can put it into like the
Mhm.
adaptive mode where it like quiets the noise, but you can still hear things around you. So I feel like it's more safe that way. You can actually like
Meg.
hear cars coming, but you're not like overloaded with sound. It'll make it quieter.
Definitely. Yeah. And I feel like that particular style of AirPod or earbud, like it works for some people and I don't think it works for other people just with like the way
Yeah.
the ear is shaped, but
Yeah.
it works for you. I love that one too. Yeah.
Sarah, do you have the Bandit bra, did you say, or no?
I have two of their like crops that have like the pockets on the side and the back.
How does it fit on your shoulders? Because you're tall too, right? Are you
Yeah.
tall?
Yeah.
A lot of times I buy things and they don't have adjustable straps. It's like super tight on my shoulders.
Oh, so they're not adjustable, or at least the ones that I have, because it's like more of like that crop style versus like a spaghetti strap. But I haven't had any issues with it. It's very, very comfortable. And I've even carried like gels in the side pockets and then put my phone in the back part of the crop tank. And very comfortable, very, very comfortable. Like I forget I'm carrying my phone, which is
And there's the crop like with the high waisted. Is it just showing a little bit of stomach or is it like,
no, it's showing quite a bit. Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
high? Yeah, you have but the pants are high waisted. I might get it but I've
Yeah.
had the problem where I buy a crop and then it's not comfortable. It's like too tight on the shoulders. And then I'm like, it's cute, but I never wear it. So
Oh, yeah. I haven't had that problem. I'll text you a photo. I wore one in the Indianapolis Marathon, and I think I had the Sanitas high-rise shorts on, so you can kind of see the difference between like how much skin was showing. But yeah, we're both taller, so that means maybe a shorter crop. Depends on how long our torsos are, but
and you
yeah.
don't have to wear a bra under the crop because it's tight enough.
I don't think so, no, because there's a built-in bra, but I think I did
Oh, okay.
just to have like extra support there. Yeah,
Maybe I should get a larger size then.
I would size up. Yeah, because it's a little. I would say maybe it runs a touch small, but it's very comfortable. It's probably the most comfortable crop that I own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Very, very surprised and happy with Bandit's quality for sure. So it's definitely worth it. And they have a really good return policy. Like if you need to return it, if it doesn't work, they're really great with that too.
I just got my first Bandit crop top and I wore it for my long run this weekend and it has like a billion pockets for gels. But somehow my gel like chafed against my back, which I felt it on the run like eventually and I kind of like moved it. And then I was like home and hanging out for a while, sitting on the couch, whatever. I went to the bath, like I went to take a shower and I had bled like all over my back and it had like run down onto my shorts from the chafing on my back. So that was just kind of unexpected. But yeah, I ran it under cold water. That's how you get a blood stain out. I didn't know that. And it went away. So I was like, this is my new top and it's already like totally ruined, but it wasn't.
It just shows that you're an experienced runner. If someone's like, oh my God, she's wearing like a blood soaked.
I was like, nobody said anything, but I guess like, what? You're not gonna be like, hey, your back's bleeding.
Maybe. I think it depends who you run with or whatever. Has anyone fallen before on a run and people are like, oh my God, are you okay? You have blood running down your leg. It's like, yeah, I know it's there. That's so great. Yeah, Bandit's great. Anything else? I'm just looking for a photo that I can look for later.
sort of inspired by that dynamic runner thing, but do people wear running specific socks or just regular old socks? I'm a fan of the Balega Ultralight, I think it's called, the very thin sock.
That's a great question. What kind of socks are people wearing?
I like the Balega ones too, but I don't think I get the ultralight. But I only wear those for my speed shoes, and then I just wear like I wear like Saucony regular running socks. It's funny. So one of my neighbors he's like, oh, I want to start running. Where should I go? And I was like, go to Roadrunner. Do you guys? I don't know if you guys have Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Like did a shoe fitting. So like we go over to their house a couple days later, and he's like, look at my new shoes. So he got custom insoles. He got the shoes. He got the Roadrunner VIP, and he got the freaking expensive socks. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot to tell you, don't buy stuff. He spent like $400. And I was like, I'm sorry. I should have clarified that you were going there to like get the shoe that you need, but you don't need insole. Because I was like, do you have do you need do you have special problems? And he's like, no, he just said that I should get these insoles. I was like, return, do not do that.
He was so
I was like, you could have gotten the Pumas for that. But yeah, I was like, dude, you don't need these fancy socks. No, sorry if you do like the fancy socks. But as a new runner, I was like, you don't need all that. No, I was dying. So I was like, I'm sorry.
That's so funny. Right? Build the consistency first and then get the fancy socks.
Yeah. I'll confess I've been curious about their custom insoles before, just because I used to do like Superfeet insoles and they were like totally wrong for me. But I was always wondered, like, would that actually be helpful to have something like custom made and orthotic like that or something? But
I think if you need insoles, like you genuinely have like, the high arch or whatever then yes, it makes sense. But like, I think they just sell everyone that.
Mhm.
yeah.
100%.
Poor guy.
That's so funny.
He did go for his first run. He just told me it was like a month after this happened. And he was so sore. He was sore so sore.
It's kind of nice to hear though, because I think we take for granted how we get to do this most days out of the week, and we don't really feel sore from easy efforts anymore, and that it's a lot harder than we think it is.
Yeah. Before my marathon, he was like, so how long is the marathon? I was like, okay. This is
How long
You
is this
forget.
marathon? Have you gotten that question? It's like, well, they're all the same.
yeah. Just I'm just like in such a bubble also as a run coach and, working at home, and it just feels like everyone's an elite runner.
Yeah, for sure.
Rushing.
Awesome. Well, this was a great call, everyone. Thanks so much
Thanks.
for your time. I'm glad we had good attendance. We had great participation, great conversation. This is absolutely something that we can keep talking about as a team. Maybe it's like a quarterly connection, so we kind of are a bit more in tune with maybe like newer things coming out, because we didn't really talk about like bicarb or ketones or any of like those products and if people are using them. So we'll continue on with this. This was a lot of fun. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. It's great to
Yeah.
see you, all
Thanks,
of
everybody.
you. It's Tuesday, so if you're running a workout today, if you have run a workout today already, I hope you crushed it. If you're going to run a workout today, which we know Valentine and his Alpha Fly 3s will be, crush it. And then Wednesday crew, I'll see you tomorrow in Denver for your track
See you on the
workout.
track. Yeah.
Gonna be spicy.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.